What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another episode. We are at a very fantastic location today here in Indonesia. I have no idea what the day has in store for us, but all I know is that it's going to be exciting, it's going to be exhausting, it's going to be long, it's going to be adventurous, and by the end of the day I hope we'll have a belly full of fish and beautiful memories. So without further ado, let's get into it, to this exciting day. Yee-hoo! Mau mancing? Ya, mau ke sana cari tempat.
Ikan laut.
Ikan laut ya. Coba lihat ini. Saya bawa kacang mente ya. Ya, silakan Pak. Ya.
Oh, terima kasih banyak.
The guy looked pretty hungry, so I gave him some of my cashew nuts, which I brought. He seemed pretty happy with that. Man, this really feels like the Scottish Highlands. Oh, look, they're literally like, I don't know, 50 cows there, and then the monkeys. I'll try and get a clip of the monkeys. I just hope they don't harass me, steal my camera. Monkeys can do that. Oh man, those rocks look perfect to fish from. Just not sure if I can get there, but actually I can get down to that headland and then just cross over to those rocks. I think that'll be a great place as long as I look out for the swell. Jackpot. What's going on, monkey? What's going on? You're sitting on a dangerous place. That's the cliff edge. Oh boy, don't attack me. Me. I do not want to step down here. Really gotta watch my step because it's also been raining like crazy. I'm not sure, but these might be pineapples growing here. I could be wrong. That's good. And here we have arrived. Man. Maybe today is the day I finally succeed, but I gotta be realistic. I failed so many times, I might fail again today. But as always, not due to lack of trying. We just have to cross over here and then stand on those rocks. I know the tide is dropping, so it makes it a little bit less worrisome. And off we go. I think this is the safest spot here. It's a little bit too sketchy there with all the wind and waves currently. Let's see. So I'm just going to cast out into the deep water, even though it's super windy and exposed there. I don't care. With a sinking stick bait, I hope that shouldn't be anything negative, you know, because all the action happens underwater anyway. It's not like with the surface popper where you need a more or less smooth surface. So I'll just cast out there and yeah, hope to score some. This is way too sketchy. There's big waves coming in. I gotta go to the sheltered side because I know the swell is incoming. I cannot be exposed to the full front of the swell. Little update. My lure broke. I'm a little bit proud that it was neither my knots or my line or anything that had to do with me, but actually the manufacturing of the lure, of the stick bait. These stick baits, handmade in Bali, are not holding up. Alright, traversing back here. Moses dividing the water. I think it was Moses. Might be wrong. So it's calmed down a fair bit, and I think I can kind of cast into here a little bit. There seems to be a fair amount of water movement. And I've got this sinking minnow. I think that might actually be worth a shot. Still quite a lot of swell, but however now all those rocks over there are getting exposed, so I think I'll walk along the rocks and see if I can find any you know, any octopus or something like that, or fish stuck in the rock pools, or some oysters, you know. The Australians call this bush tucker. We Germans just call it food. Let's go. As you see, these shallows now, yeah, are completely dry. Much nicer crossing like this. It really feels like Moses. What Moses was able to do, the water Joe does every day. We're making our way around this, around these rocks now. Woo! I'm excited now. Okay, let me just drop my stuff and then we'll explore a little bit. All right, found myself a weapon. So these small fish, which you can see there, those could be really nice bait fish. I just don't know how to catch them. So there are heaps of these shells around. You know, turn around some of these rocks and see what's underneath. So there are these kind of So I've been looking across the reef for about half an hour now, and just like trying to look under rocks and all these things. Unfortunately, I didn't find anything but oysters and huge amount of sea urchins. Well, these small sea urchins, which I don't think you can eat, and yeah, these oysters. I mean, they're a million. Well, I think they're oysters. Bit of a gamble, but hey. The trick is you have to really oh no, it's open. So this is what's inside. It looks like an oyster. I mean, obviously that's not the great way to open it. Maybe give it a quick wash. But yeah, I just don't know, like here in Indonesia, if those things are oysters. But yeah, right now the tide has gone low and the wind has died off, so I think it's time to cast out a few more lures. As I was putting my backpack on the rocks here, not sure if you can see it, there's a little lizard which climbed into it, and that's gonna be my bait. All right, let's try that. Bait fishing, why not? I don't have anything else, so maybe a lizard will do. Okay, so here's my little gecko. I'm not really into bait fishing, you know. I really prefer top water lure fishing. You know, it just requires you to be much more active and kind of requires finesse and skill. And bait fishing is kind of, you just throw the bait into the water and you wait for the fish to bite, you know. So it's a little bit boring, but you know, I'll try and catch something this way, maybe a small fish which I can use as a bigger bait, or you know, if it's something edible, then I'll grill it up. But yeah, this is kind of an act of desperation, so let's give this a try. It feels a little bit awkward fishing now, because you just sit and wait. So maybe while I'm waiting for something to bite the bait, I can explain to you a little bit why I'm failing so much at fishing. Basically, because I've never really fished before in my life, you know. I really just want to learn everything by doing. I guess it's all about trying and trying to figure out, okay, how do the fish, you know, I suppose they don't think much, but how do they kind of live? How can you tempt them into biting your lure? Try different locations, different types of lures, different retrieving techniques, different times of the day. You know, there are a million things you can kind of try out, and it wouldn't be fun if you already knew it all, you know. So there's really kind of a journey to learn about the ocean, you know, from a different perspective, which I've never, you know, done before, you know. And I spend a lot of time in the water, and I love eating seafood, So this is just a way to spend more time by the ocean and figure out how the ocean works, you know. With that said, I'll get back to waiting for a fish to bite my lure. Okay, that's it. I'm done waiting around. It's much calmer conditions now. And I'm actually using a much bigger stick bait now than previously. I think this is 60 gram if I'm not mistaken. I hope my gear is actually strong enough for this stuff. Whoa. There's some swell coming in, certainly. Okay, gotta be careful. Oh yeah, there's some big water movement. Okay, no luck at this corner, so we'll go back to those rocks over there and try and cast out. Because the wind has kind of died off, I will now go back to my popper. I don't know, like I kind of I enjoy the poppers, even though I haven't caught anything with it yet. But when I was on the other island the other day, last week, like I had some big trevally hit it, or some big fish, I don't know what it was, and that got me so psyched, because that was the first kind of action I've seen besides those long toms at the beginning. And it's really tough, like the swell is really picking up, and this is super sharp and sketchy, and every now and again you got these rogue waves coming in. Yeah, it's kind of what makes this part more exciting, you know, being by yourself. Yeah, it just also makes it more dangerous. I have to admit defeat again. I'm exhausted after 7 hours or something. Those are the Scottish Highlands I mentioned at the beginning. I still need to traverse about 40 minutes back to where I came from. This was all covered in water. I fished the calm side here earlier. I went to the sketchy side over there. I crossed to those rocks over there. They're even more sketchy. At high tide, at low tide, I went foraging for food over there. I fished with bait in this little bay in between poppers, minnows, stick baits. I remain an absolute shocker of a fisherman. I mean, it's great being outdoors. I really love it. I'm challenging myself, you know, to really make this work. But yeah, light is running out, and I gotta head back. Otherwise, I'm stuck here. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize one more time. Again. When is this like horrible streak of me not succeeding gonna end? My life. All right. On that happy note, I'll catch you guys next time. Woo! Holy moly. It was not so difficult going down. Getting dizzy. All right, you ready for a view? .360 degrees. It's never ending. The highlands don't stop.